Wishing you all a very warm welcome to the inaugural session of our two-day National Rural Conclave on the Rising Rural, mapping the trajectories towards Viksit Bharat, organized by Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre for Agribusiness and Rural Entrepreneurship, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, in partnership with National Water Mission, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India, and National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation, Ministry of Minority Affairs, Government of India. Myself, Snigdha, on behalf of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi Organizing Committee, and everyone, welcome all of you over here. May I please request our dignitaries to kindly take up their seats on the stage. We have with us today our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, Professor Anu Singh Lather, ma'am. Our guest of honor, Ms. Archana Verma, ma'am, IAS, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Water Resources. We also have with us our special guest, Dr. Abha Rani Singh, IRS Chairman cum Managing Director, NMDFC. Registrar Sir, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, Retired Colonel Omkar Singh. Director, Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre for Agribusiness and Rural Entrepreneurship, Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh. To commence this auspicious gathering and the purpose, may I please invite our dignitaries to kindly come forward for lighting the ceremonial map and offering floral tributes to our inspiration. May I please request everyone to kindly rise up for the University Kulgeet, a tribute to the spirit of learning and the values espoused by our ideals.
ज्ञान ऋषि अम्बेडकर मन साधना संज्ञान वंदन बाबा साहिब के विचारों का सजग दिन मान वंदन विश्वविद्यालय मनोहर विद्या का वरदान वंदन.
Requesting Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh, Director, Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre, to kindly present the token of gratitude to our Chief Guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am. Our guest of honor, Archana Verma, ma'am. To our Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am. Sir, may I also request you to kindly present a token of gratitude to our Registrar, sir. It is my absolute pleasure to invite Dr. Santosh K. Singh, a Director, Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre for Agribusiness and Rural Entrepreneurship, to kindly share a few words, setting the tone for this two-day conclave, and also welcome our audience formally.
And a very warm welcome from our side to everybody here. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Ma'am, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, Professor Anu Singh Lather, Madam Archana Verma, Additional Secretary, Government of India. She's heading the Water Mission, and Madam Abha Rani Singh, IRS, CMD, NMDFC, Colonel Omkar Singh Ji, Registrar, Ambedkar University Delhi, my dear friends, colleagues, friends, everybody here, delegates, NGO persons, PhD scholars, most of you from various schools of our university which has interest in rural areas. And of course, I would like to make a special mention of her, sir. Thank you very much for your cooperation, support. And you will, and someone that I'm really looking forward to your session, sir. So thank you very much, everyone. But I consider this is a milestone moment for our university, because this is the newest center that we have added to a number of centers that we have had in the past. And I'm particularly excited because someone who has been teaching rural, agrarian, etc., as a sociologist for 2 decades plus now, seeing the idea of rural on the board here makes me very, very hopeful that I think we are in the right direction, this is the word that I was waiting to see in any of the centers. So one of the centers which is dedicated to the cause of the rural, and that we are all part of that moment. This is not just the inauguration or the beginning of a National Rural Conclave, 2 days conclave, which is perhaps ordinary in academic world. But what makes it extraordinary is the idea of center being dedicated to something which caters to 65 plus population or 65% plus people of India. Imagine, how can we be so distanced from this concept? Why I'm saying this is that it is an extraordinary moment, because I increasingly saw in my own life as an academic that gradually people lost interest in the rural. Every time, every year when we see the PhD synopsis which comes to us, ma'am, we see that I look for, is there anyone interested in rural? Sorry to say that very rarely in 5 years, 6 years, one student is interested in the rural. Sociologists and anthropologists of India, historians of India, social scientists had already declared that rural is disappearing. That is in 60s and 70s. People said, as we modernized, as we become more urban, and when we become more urban, rural will disappear. Much later, many of I don't want to name them, but there are some of the really accomplished sociologists who described the whole idea of rural as disappearing villages. Everything will become what we refer to as convergence theorists. They thought that everything will become one, uniform, similar, villages will disappear. No, it didn't go that way. Entire theory of modernists actually failed on this account, on many other accounts as well, as you know that rural survived. Unfortunate part is that because of our prejudices about rural and urban dichotomies, we thought urban changes, but rural disappears. The point is that anything that changes in urban, we call it reconstitution. We are so hopeful about the urban. But villages, actually people thought that that doesn't have a future. It will eventually go. It didn't go. It is very much there, caters to still about 65%, 70% of India. So obviously, existentially, this landscape is very much there, one. The two, when Corona happened, people were leaving metropolitan, urban, temple of modern India. Remember the phrase? And moving toward Chhattisgarh. What drove those people to villages? This is a question I asked in a journal writing that I did. But this question is also posed to you. That rural is here, villages are very much here. They, of course, like urban, they have also changed. What made me think of rising rural? Why do I say this rising rural? Rising rural because if you look at many of you who follow the informations coming through NSSO data, etc., it surprised everyone, including the policymakers, that when it was announced that rural India is consuming more than the urban India. Rural consumption has outpaced urban consumption. Never ever in our imagination, the way we theorized it, we thought that urban will ever find this kind of statistics. Urban India is consuming more than rural India is consuming more than the urban India. But this is happening in front of us. So rural is rising. Just because many of us believe that we are still caught in that modernist binary understanding of rural and urban. That is why it makes me very hopeful that there is a center now which is dedicated to the very idea of this. Despite the fact that we are sitting in Delhi and we can think of rural. Many of us think that Delhi, why should Delhi be worried about the rural? Where is rural in Delhi? But yes, there are. We don't live in island, and even though I know that ma'am will not remember it, but sometimes I feel the great ideas are product of very freakish, accidental, serendipitous discussions. In one of those discussions early on when ma'am had come in 2019, she had asked me, so what do you teach? So I told I teach agrarian studies and rural sociology, etc. So, oh, okay, so what do you do? I mean, how do you do that? I said, we do field work, etc., etc. But that's where in this discussion she asked me, so what do you do about the urban centers around you? Haryana is very close by, the green reservation centers. Western UP is very close by. Does AUD, its claim of social science humanities university, What is the connection with Haryana and Western UP and the surrounding areas from the green revolution bills? And we realized I had plenty on my plate to think about on these questions. But gradually we started thinking. Ma'am suggested, why don't you think of an idea of a center which is interested in the rural entrepreneurship and development there, And we as faculty colleagues, and this is where I think the second question become very important, and this is something which has been very engaging. How do we reimagine social science and humanities in our time? Can we continue to believe in the classroom pedagogy, or will we bring in the larger, or make investment in the praxis or the practice component of pedagogical practices that we have? I'm very excited that I think today's moment has arrived because of those deliberations which happened. And even though I personally believe that ideas are very hybrid, it's nobody's idea. Ideas are like this. But the catch is, and the most important part is, how do you nurture those ideas? And for that, I think, Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, I would like to thank you for supporting every day, every moment of it, and the entire idea. That is why we could come here. Because you kept asking me every third month that what happened to that center. That's the broad part about this. But why Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre? I think it's very important. I remembered him after many years, after I wrote a term paper in my university in JNU, where my guide, Professor M.N. Panani, I did my PhD on agribusiness in Uttarakhand. He had asked me to read on Chaudhary Charan Singh. So many years later, ma'am, I said, ma'am, I thought of my term paper. I said, every time you ask people that who is the politician or the prime minister, former prime minister who actually thought, or we can call them former prime minister, people generally talk about Lal Bahadur Shastri, reservedly so. But one name which has been surrounded by silences, it's been Chaudhary Charan Singh. We are breaking the silence today around his name. Please give a round of applause, because silences are not good. Silences are not good for any society. One silence was about the rural, complete silence is about the rural. No buzz about the rural because people thought it will disappear. It didn't. Silence is about the legacy of the great, the giant, not just the peasant leader of one region, but entire India. Imagine the man who was thinking about cooperative farming, technological investment, and all of this to revive agrarian community in the 50s and 60s. And he has written so much. But I don't think we in our classroom he entered ever. Through this center, ma'am, this is exactly what we are going to do. I think universities and colleges cannot be islands sitting at a distance from the people. What is the idea of public in public university? Where is the public in public university? This center will bring the public into the center discourse. So that I want to thank everyone who has been part of this, particularly Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am. As people say that when you try for big things, entire universe helps you. It is in this process that I made these two officers, Archana Barmaji and Avananiji, who they said very excited about this idea. I said, no, we are also going to be part of it. So thank you very much to both of you as well, Archana and Ava. And with this, we have a lot of plans about this. We are planning to have in coming days, coming years, to have these rural camps around this border of Delhi. One is to begin with Haryana border. There will be one rural camp, Ambedkar University's rural camp, the rural hub, knowledge hub there. We'll talk about seats. We'll talk about technical how. We'll talk about financial. How do you make the women financially empowered there through ours? So there will be a kind of outreach program. We'll do, of course, we are not going to undermine what we do usually we do in the university's classroom, pedagogy, which is classroom-based. But this is the center which is going to offer us that great idea of trying to constantly have a dialogue with the people or the public outside. Public university must reach the public, no? That we have not done. And probably it is the time now to do this. I'm happy that two silences have been broken with this moment today. One around the rural, one around the great giant politician and our former Prime Minister, the fifth Prime Minister of India, Chaudhary Charan Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for these two silences breaking. Right. With this, once again, I would like to welcome you, and I'm sure these two days deliberations will be the right kind of precursor to the kind of practice-based activities that we are going to do or with this center. So thank you very much once again for your participation and everybody to be part of this stakeholding idea. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the very warm and gracious introduction to our conclave. It helps us both set as well as dismantle the imagination of the rural that we have. It is my now huge honor to invite and also introduce our guest of honor, Ms. Archana Verma, IS Additional Secretary, Ministry of Jal Shakti, Department of Water Resources, from National Water Mission, Government of India. She's also coveted officer from 1995 batch from the Assam Meghalaya cadre. Her academic background hails from the discipline of history and again from Delhi University and JNU. She serves as an additional secretary from Ministry of Jal Shakti, Government of India. Also a self-motivated, immensely driven, a passionate individual shining through the multiple roles that she has taken so far. She's also previously served as Joint Secretary, Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. Madam, we are looking forward to your address. You are warmly welcome over here.
Professor Anumam Abharani Singh ji, Colonel Omkar, Santosh and Harsh ji, and ladies and gentlemen, all the bright young minds present in the conference. What Santosh didn't say was that he almost pestered me into sponsoring this program, and it is not because I'm a very dynamic officer interested in, of course I'm interested, but that was not the main reason. Main reason is we've been friends since long, and our friendship goes back to JNU. So when Santosh came, it was, something I couldn't refuse, and of course, water is very intrinsic to the rural landscape. And so I jumped at the opportunity, and that is how the National Water Mission is collaborating. And not because of my dynamism, it's because of nepotism. So that said, generally in India, we still are very, the academia governance collab, unlike in the West where we see, a lot of collaboration between academia and industries and government. But that is just beginning to happen in India. Like in the National Water Mission, we are collaborating very closely with industries as such, and with some institutions like TERI. But that, I feel, why we agreed to this, to sponsor this event was because I also felt that, the sector where I work in needs a more, integral collaboration with the academia. Generally, after I became an officer, in the younger days, we used to think कि ये सब तो armchair theorists हैं, कुछ जानते नहीं है, बस सरकार को गाली देना जानते हैं, उनको कुछ आता पता तो है नहीं, field में तो काम किया नहीं. So this is how, the mindset changes once, because I was a crossover from academics. I was almost going to become a professor, but I took the exam and got through. So you see, this collaboration is indeed going to go a long way in strengthening, because as practitioners, we generally are only focusing on implementation policy, where we lose focus of the broader vision, and that's where academia comes in and tells you, okay, look, you see, this may be the short-term goal, but these are the critiques in the system of implementation, and this is where you should be going. So that was a little bit of a transgress, but it is indeed a great pleasure to be, associated with all of you bright brilliant minds, and especially the younger PhD scholars who are interested in such a topic which is very, very close to Honorable PM's heart. You must have heard ad nauseum PM saying Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Viksit Bharat at 2047. Let me assure you that Honorable PM's vision has a very, very integral place for rural India in Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. You know, rural India has been ignored for far long, and another impediment which I feel to the growth of rural India has been what Chaudhary Charan Singh ji was trying to abolish was, the zamindari system, especially in the eastern part of India. We have a lot of issues, still unresolved issues about land reforms. So that has been a great impediment, and that land being a state subject, agriculture being a state subject, the impetus has to be with the states. But having said that, Honorable PM, after taking over, launched a slew of schemes like the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, the Soil Health Card Scheme, and the latest is in 100 districts which are really backward, the launch of the PM's Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana for 100 aspirational districts which are backward in all terms. So the vision of Viksit Bharat is very integral to PM's vision, aligning the rise of rural India in the vision of Viksit Bharat. They are like the latecomers to a party. So, but once they come, and they have come, they are the ones who light up the room. So rural rising is a very apt topic, because in all the policy frameworks that we are making in any sector, rural emphasis is very, very important. But at the same time, I would say that, rural politics also plays a big role in the impediment to growth, because we all have this vision जो बॉलीवुड सिनेमा में बहुत दिखाता था कि गांव में गए सब innocent हैं, सब अच्छे हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. There is a lot of roadblock to progress in the rural area, because society is homogeneous, hierarchical, casteist. All that is also there. Those shackles also need to be broken, because for inclusive growth and Viksit Bharat to occur, we need to break all kinds of shackles, not only in rural India, but in urban too. So, like Santosh was positing rural versus urban, I don't believe in that. I think there should be no rural versus urban. Urban has many advantages. Rural has many advantages. And what the National Water Mission, what the Ministry of Jal Shakti is trying to do through our, two flagship schemes, the Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain, and our modernization of Command Area Development Scheme under the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, is to empower women and to make them owners of water, make them owners of their land. So, in rural India, our primary focus in water is empowering self-help groups, especially women self-help groups, empowering women-led water user societies so that they own the command area. And they are the ones we are coming up with, like entrepreneurship is a very, very important vehicle for a rural area to break from the, a stranglehold of poverty. And agripreneurs are something which we are positing, that women will be agripreneurs. We are, leveraging technology is so important. So what we are under the modernization of command area scheme doing is we are bringing technology for the people. Not technology just for the sake of technology, but technology where we are going in for, Internet of Things, for SCADA, so that women learn technology, women become owners and, leaders of their own lives. So that is how the National Water Mission and the Modernization of Command Area program, which I am leading, is aiming at empowering women in the rural area, also introducing behavior change. Because, in the rural area, water, because of the politics of it, water and electricity are two things which has been free and no political party has dared to touch it. So since we cannot bring water tariff reforms and, what we are doing is nudging the farmers that, please save water, please use it more efficiently. So right now our focus also is introducing behavior change towards water, a more water positive behavior by aligning, respect for our water bodies. Like in the past, we respected our water bodies, we had a whole community around the water bodies, civilizations grew around water bodies. So similarly, we are trying to bring that respect through our Jal Shakti Abhiyan campaigns. We are trying to increase the groundwater level. We saw that, one facet of the green revolution of Punjab was that it has led to real depletion of groundwater, and it has also led to water salinity. So our all the programs that we focus on is on sustainability. That okay, we need growth, we need progress, but we also need it to be sustainable. So that, like Punjab right now is facing a crisis in the agrarian sector. So although it is Punjab which gave us the green revolution, which made us food secure, but because the focus was not, the development was focused on growth and not on sustainability. So that is also something which is very close to Honorable PM's heart, where he has, I don't know how many of you are aware, the Environment and Forest Ministry has launched the Mission Life program, wherein Mission Life is lifestyle for environment, where, we needn't own like 100 saris, like 100 jeans, a little less consumerist lifestyle, and a little more ecologically and ecological consciousness, so that we don't think that it is only the planet is only for the sapiens. So it is in this whole paradigm of a shift towards a more sustainable, more inclusive growth of Viksit Bharat that we have posited rural rising, because rural rising is not opposite to urban rising. Both can rise together, but it should walk together. We should not be, encouraging more migration, but there should be so much, like I've worked with so many farmers, producers organization, women self-help groups, women Kisan organizations who are so proud of being a Kisan, of being in rural India. And it is only when we bring back that pride that, when we were in school, I remember a lexicon, we used to say, "Arey, ye bahut dehati hai." So the very word Dehati is associated with being, someone who is an oddity. So this when Dehati, and that is where Chaudhary Charan Singh's remarkable, leadership is that, or even many other leaders who owned that Dehatipan. That okay, I'm Dehati, I'm a Behenji, it's fine. So that is where, that is when rural India will rise, when being Dehati will be a matter of pride. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your enlightening address. It was not just insightful, but also very, very grounded and helping us look at the entire rural debate with the widened stakeholder approach. Thank you so much again. We are feeling so rich after your deliberation. So it is my honor to invite now our special guest and also introduce Dr. Abha Rani Singh, who is an IRS officer, Chairman cum Managing Director, National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation. She's an officer of 1996 batch. She's also a senior bureaucrat, or we all know, working with Government of India. Her academic background happens to be in the field of sociology and management. She has also completed various diplomas and trainings in development for the Indian society. And she's also a certified trainer for the Department of Personnel and Training. She also dons various hats as she's extremely very well published, action-oriented officer, and also known as a very, very amicable team member. So thank you, ma'am, for being here with us. We take note of various assignments that you have held so far with so much of alacrity, and we can't wait to hear more from you. Thank you so much.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, ma'am, Archana, Onkar ji, Santosh, Harsh ji, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. It is almost, I remember, almost 2 years since we signed our MOU, ma'am. And when we were signing our MOU, ma'am was also telling ki, I don't know what we are going to do. So I said, let's do it and we'll find out our way, how to go about it. And it gives me immense pleasure to speak about the milestones we have achieved together with Ambedkar University in the recent future. Earlier we had decided that we will engage in joint research and policy studies, which will be undertaken on minority entrepreneurship, social finance, and rural livelihoods. So here we are collaborating on discussion about rural livelihood. We also had decided that we will collaborate on capacity building programs for youth, women, and women entrepreneurs and grassroots institutions. And also, I would love to inform you that we had a capacity building training in the premise of Ambedkar University for our own officers. Then we also decided a Center for Rural and Social Enterprise Innovation may be developed as a knowledge hub for incubating micro-enterprises and promoting innovation in agribusiness and allied sectors. So, ma'am, we are also in process of developing several Center for Excellence for entrepreneurship. So we have just started. Meet Saab is also one of the member of that committee. And I'm 100% sure that we are also going to collaborate with this center. And the partnership will facilitate internship and field immersion for university students to gain hand-on exposure to community-based enterprise development. And so far, we have been, we have provided opportunities for the students to do internship and also attend many other workshops. So I feel proud today by saying this that we have done a lot, and I'm 100% we will do much more in future. As I was told to speak little about my organization also, so I will not bore you in detail. But my organization, that is National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation, is a Government of India company under Section 8 of Companies Act 2013, functioning under the administrative control of the Ministry of Minority Affairs. It was established with the mandate to promote the economic and livelihood development of the backward sections among the notified minority communities, and these communities are Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Buddhists, Parsis, and Jain, with a special emphasis on women artisans and occupational groups. Over the years, NMDFC has emerged as a key institution for inclusive rural development, financial empowerment, and micro enterprise creation. It plays a vital role in realizing the vision of Viksit Bharat at 2047 by extending concessional credit and livelihood support to communities at the grassroots level. So just now, I'm just taking ahead the debate of rural and urban from Santosh, Archana, to take it forward. Of course, we know we should not see this in isolation, in silos, that they are two different sectors. Because nowadays I am listening to the talks at discussions when I meet informally among the groups, that there is a curiosity among people now about agriculture. People, they want to own a little piece of land. The interest interest is there. They want to own a piece of land and grow maybe vegetables, maybe fruits. And if you go to internet, you can see plenty of videos made on such farmhouses. So this is where some kind of, I see a small revolution is going to come up, because these small farmhouses are using organic seeds or the indigenous way of doing farmings, and I'm 100% sure that the workers who are working on these small farms will take away these learnings to the outside farming sector, and this will become an institutionalized practice among the Indian agriculture communities. Second thing we come into play is that we all know that depending solely on the agriculture activities and getting the output and selling it in the market is not sustainable. So what the government in recent times has started giving incentives for what Santosh has researched, agripreneurial activities, I would say. And for that we are working a lot. And I would share with you that since its inception in 1994, NMDFC has disbursed over rupees 10,010 crore, benefiting more than 26.8 lakh families across the country. Of this, over rupees 4,268 crores have been disbursed through microfinance, supporting more than 20 lakh families, most of whom are rural women. Under the term loan scheme, rupees 5,742 crores have been disbursed to over 6.75 lakh beneficiaries for small and medium enterprises in agriculture, allied activities, and rural services. So the future is bright. We have under this center, like Santosh was saying, that they are going to have camps. So that is a very wonderful idea. We are studying so many things in our classrooms, but the farmers, which are many of them, I am not saying these days farmers are very conscious and they know everything. They know all the immediate recent technologies, everything they are aware of. Only thing is that intent, the intention. intention to use these technologies for their betterment. So when such camps are being organized in the rural areas, I'm 100% sure that gentle nudge will work in the favor of the farmers, and they are going to use these technologies like government has announced programs like Drone Didi and soil testing cars, and yeah, Lakpati disease and all that. So Lakpati disease is especially for the rural entrepreneur women's. So all these things are going to help a lot once we start, interacting with the rural communities all over the countries. Some, especially I would like here to mention that there are some areas in our country which are not that much accessible to these, new ideas and that gentle nudge. So I would request you to do assess what are the chances where these ideas, these plans, these things can be taken over, and we are there. We will be there for you. So whoever is like requires some kind of a small credit or some hand holding, so we will be there with, of course, with not only with our credit scheme, but also with our facilitation center which we are trying to establish, And we were not thinking of, earlier we thought of general kind of entrepreneurship development. But once I came here and I heard, then I'm thinking about having one special center of excellence for the rural entrepreneurs and rural economic activities. So that, not only people cultivate grain, they should also be, participating in processing them, and also getting the marketing facilities that also we are working upon. So it would be a good idea, and I think there is a session plan tomorrow where we have invited some of our artisans, which will be, they are coming and they will be interacting with you, and they will be sharing their experiences, how they have gone about it so far. And it is not that their testimony will, tell us how things are happening. It will, of course, give us insights also that how do we change them and how do we, help them in future. So with this, I thank everyone. I thank you, ma'am, for giving us this opportunity to connecting with the community, scholar community, and also, getting more insights to help the needy people, the rural entrepreneurs. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for speaking to our audience with so much of positivity, hope, and meaning. Thank you once again for reinstating faith in collaborating with us. It is my pleasure to invite our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Ranu Singh Lathir, ma'am, for her coveted address to the audience. She is the reckoning force, the guiding light, who does lead as well as inspire in absolute totality and empathy. Her passion towards Viksit Bharat and also towards rural shines through each of her deliberations. Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning to everyone. Madam Archana Verma, IS National Water Mission, Dr. Abha Rani Singh, the special guest, she is the IRS and National Minorities Development Finance Corporation and our partner at AUD, Shri Harsh Lohit, the man who will introduce himself while he's taking this session. He is part of the family of Chaudhary Charan Singh. He is the grandson of Chaudhary Charan Singh. And also we are relatives. We are related to each other. So while I was invited to speak as a keynote speaker, I thought, will I be doing justice to my role as being the keynote speaker? So I told Santosh that, do you think that I should be speaking on the subject? Then I realized the kind of stories by members in the family who come from Harsh's family, the kind of stories they related to day-to-day stories about Chaudhary Saab's presence during the wedding of Ruchi's wedding. So all those stories put together, I had the courage to speak about Chaudhary Saab today. Dr. Santosh Singh, the director of the center, we decided to have a center for in the name of Chaudhary Charan Singh, and I remember there was a debate on as whose name should be given to this center in our board of management and in academic council, and to convince the government that he is the right champion for the cause of the what we want to propose. Since I am a management professional, so agribusiness and rural entrepreneurship comes as a very natural area of specialization for an MBA, very typical MBA program at international level. When I go to European countries and I meet people there, I go visit the universities, and we see that MBA in agribusiness is a very, very old concept, not a new thing. A very old degree being offered, but we do not find too many MBA programs being offered in Indian universities. Since deep inside, I always believe that we as a nation need to have primary focus on the agribusiness and rural entrepreneurship. So we deliberated, as Santosh said, in 2019 when I joined, we thought let's deliberate and see how this can take the form and shape. So today I'm so happy that I'm here inaugurating the center in front of all of you. Dr. Robin Singhal, the Deputy Director, who is here. Robin has been the force again with Santosh, who has been running the show. Our Dean Planning, Professor Karthik Dave, Dean Academic Affairs, Professor Satyaketu, Registrar Colonel Omkar Singh. All the participants, I welcome all of you to this session, and many, many congratulations to each one of you who thought of joining us today, because the kind of passion with which we want people to align with this center, especially the PhD scholars who are sitting here. We would want all of you to do some field work, go to the field and be there. The basic idea behind this center is not theory at all. It is not even talking about, it's not even talking about the epistemologies and other government initiatives. We want our PhD scholars and students of master's program and BA program to go to the field, and we are going to be identifying some of the districts in Uttar Pradesh and Haryana to begin with, where we will begin our work. There is a management guru called C.K. Pehlad. I don't know how many of you heard about him. So C.K. Pehlad did a work at Michigan State University, and he's from India, so he took up a project on understanding the people coming from the rural side in terms of how business opportunities they can offer to the business houses in India. So on the basis of his project, he wrote a book called Fortune Lies at the Bottom of the Pyramid. And while he spoke about the fortune at the bottom of the pyramid, he primarily was talking about the rural sector and the consumers from the rural sector. His subjects and participants in the study came from, and he said that the fortune lies there, but we need to look at the income sources and purchase parity issues while we are going to design the products for all of them. And we have seen, when you see those sachets, shampoo sachets, and coming in 1 rupee package and in 5 rupees and 2 rupees pack, this was all his idea about catering to the customers and consumers from the bottom of the pyramid. So this is where we have been able to relate to the public and their aspirations only while we work in the field, while we do research, being with people who are affected by a process or a system, whether we design services or we design the products. So this was the outcome of a project which was done in India by foreign group of students, and it has implementation. And Hindustan Unilever started all this initiative in terms of designing the products for them. We are a startup nation, we are a space power, and we are the voice of the global south today. A country negotiates with Washington, trades with Moscow, competes with China, builds with Tokyo, and still finds time to send mangoes to West Asia. New India does not ask for the seat at the table. We build the table and tell the world to join us for the discussions. Last quarter, our GDP grew at 7.8%. Latest fish report tells us that US is staring at the slowdown, and recession is everywhere in Europe. When China is struggling with the weight of the debt burden, India is running on the growth trajectory. So these are not my words. These are the words of Palki Sharma, the journalist who spoke at a conference in UN very recently. While Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre for Agribusiness, we decided to name this center after him. There was no second thought about it. There was no second thought in the sense that the unwavering advocacy and the clear thoughts and ideas which he had about the agrarian society, because he was the farmer himself, and he is actually called as the nation builder for the rural poor of the society. So he was the best person to be chosen as a person for the center. He also remains as the symbol of Kisan empowerment and green revolution, which happened later on. And today's Atmanirbhar Krishi mission also owes it to his ideas about what he thought about the agriculture and agrarian society. To me, he was a philosopher, statesman, a thoughtful leader, much ahead of his times in terms of Bharat's vision for future life. He did not relate to India's vision, but he related to Bharat's vision, and the Bharat which lives in the rural side. He set the precursor for the Viksit Bharat vision for rural India. He was a reformer of the caste-ridden society and the moral conscience of the rural India. There has been one survey which was done by World Economic Forum 2020, which is, the report is known as Nature Risk Rising Report, which says that 50% of global GDP, about US dollars 44 trillion, is highly dependent on nature and environment resources of the world for its existence. I hope you all know that the joint GDP, or the size of the world economy, is roughly around $100 trillion. So about $44 trillion are coming only from the nature. The sector-wise dependence on nature is 100% for agriculture, 100% for forestry and fisheries, more than 90% for food and beverages, 95% for construction and real estate, 70% for textile and apparels, 60% for pharmaceuticals and cosmetics, 60% for energy, renewable and fossil fuels, 60% for manufacturing and transport, and 20 to 40% for IT and finance and other service sector as well. Over the last 3 decades, there has been a consistent criticism of government and private sector actors who have made the environmental and agriculture policies. Those who seek to protect nature know very little about living in and living with nature. Arguably, the good intentions aside, they are accused of making a false disjunction between humans and the environment, and the nature and the agriculture. There was a research paper, again, I would like to refer to it, in a journal of high impact, which is called MBO. It surveyed about 56,968 people across 61 countries to measure how much nature connected these countries were. Nature connected meant how people connected with the flora and fauna of their environment. How they acted towards this environment and how they related to that. According to this study, Nepal was the most connected in terms of connecting to their flora and fauna. Iran, South Africa, and Bangladesh were second, third, and fourth in the ranking, and India was at 22nd place, although being an agrarian society, we were much lower. However, all these nations where they love to connect to the nature, their policies did not lead to the development of the agriculture sector or flora and fauna of their society. Whereas the countries like Germany, Canada, UK, Spain, Japan, they have far more robust system of connecting to their grassroots experiences rather than that emotional connect to their nature. They do not have that emotional connect to their nature, but they do have the policies which are framed taking the experiences of the grassroots level. And this is how these countries have developed much better than others. Now, we all understand that how Chaudhary Charan Singh's vision related to Viksit Bharat in terms of what we have achieved today. Green revolution, the dairy farming revolution, his land reforms, his zamindari system, which Archana just said that there are still hiccups in this sector. And he contributed in a very big way. I think there would be other speakers who would be talking all this in details. However, few of the things which I would like to highlight here is he proposed that farmers must receive the remuneration prices which are equivalent to the industrial output products and services, because he felt that farmers were the ones who were contributing the most to the national growth, and they were the ones who were the feeders of the nation. So they should get better prices. And as we know that MSP, when we talk about it and we're talking about the farmers, farmer law reforms and farmers agrarian reforms, we have been talking so much very recently. They were all addressing to the issues which Chaudhary Charan Singh did point out during his lifetime. From time to time, he kept reiterating. Archana ne kaha ki they were very proud of being, what did you use was desi, dehati. तो जो हरियाणा में मैं आई एम मैरिड इन हरियाणा, सो हरियाणा में मैंने देखा है कि देहाती होना बिल्कुल उन्हें अखरता नहीं है और देहाती होने में वो बहुत प्राइड लेते हैं. तो ये तो रेवोल्यूशन ऑलरेडी आ चुका है जहाँ देहाती होने को बहुत अच्छा माना जाता है. अपनी भाषा का भी उन्हें बहुत दे फील वेरी प्राउड ऑफ देयर लैंग्वेज. हरियाणा में बड़ी अक्खड़ भाषा है तो भी वो अक्खड़पन से ही बोलते हैं और उसी में बहुत इन्जॉय करते हैं. दूसरों को थोड़ी थोड़ी परेशानी हो जाती है उनके अक्खड़पन से, परंतु वो अपनी ओरिजिनल सेल्फ में ज़रूर रहते हैं. State intervention and national intervention in terms of so many initiatives the government has already taken. तो I feel that बहुत सारा बातचीत जो फार्मर्स की गई उसका आज जो विकसित भारत के इनिशिएटिव में नज़र आता है, पॉलिसीज़ में नज़र आता है, चाहे वो वाटर मिशन से रिलेटेड हो, लैंड रिफॉर्म से रिलेटेड हो, उसका बहुत सारा स्पेड वर्क in terms of the ideas was proposed by Chaudhary Charan Singh ji. उनका कहना था कि लैंड रिफॉर्म्स में एक बात ज़रूर करनी चाहिए जो आई थिंक डिबेटेबल भी है. वो कहते थे वह व्यक्ति जो भूमि की जुताई करता है उसी का उस भूमि पर अधिकार होना चाहिए और तभी वह उसमें अपना श्रम और प्रेम दोनों लगाएगा. अब दूसरों की भूमि छीन करके तो नहीं ये हो सकता है, पर द आइडिया इज़ कि जो टिलर है और जिसके पास लैंडलेस जो टिलर्स हैं, वर्कर्स हैं, फार्म लेबर्स हैं, उनके पास ज़मीन नहीं मिलती है, उनकी मेहनत बहुत है, तो उसके लिए भी गवर्नमेंट के अलग अलग पॉलिसी फ्रेमवर्क होने चाहिए. जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि बहुत सारे देशों में पॉलिसीज़ बनाई जाती है तो उन लोगों से जो उसे फेस करते हैं डिफ़िकल्टीज़ को, चैलेंजेस को, उन्हें टेबल पे, नेगोशिएशन टेबल पे, डिस्कशन टेबल पे नहीं बिठाया जाता है. तो ये उन्होंने बार बार बात कही कि उनके द्वारा ही ऐसा होना चाहिए. नीति आयोग में आज के समय में बहुत सारी फार्मर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं, बहुत सारी प्रोफेशनल बॉडीज़ हैं जिनसे सलाह मशवरा किया जाता है पॉलिसीज़ बनाने के. ये लेवल हमने अचीव कर लिया है विकसित भारत के अंतर्गत. और ये सब बात चौधरी चरण सिंह जी ने अपने वक्ताओं में, अपने भाषणों में, अपने रैलीज़ में सबको बार बार कही कि हमें टेबल पे बिठाइए, हमारे से बातचीत कीजिए. और वो समय आ गया है जब नीति आयोग में इनकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन पूरी रहती है और कोई भी पॉलिसी आती है तो इनसे पूछ करके ही बनाई जाती है. भारत का देयर इज़ अनदर इनिशिएटिव इंडिया हैज़ टेकन अप विच इज़ वेरी एम्बिशियस प्लान फ्रॉम the environment and agriculture point of view. It is called the Environment Regeneration Project to build a green wall approximately of 1400 kilometers long for within 4 states from Porbandar, Gujarat, गांधी जी की जन्मस्थली से लेके राजघाट तक, दिल्ली तक के लिए ये बनाया जा रहा है. इसका काम 2/3 के आसपास कंप्लीट हो गया है. And this green wall will actually, how this is going to be formed, this is actually catering to the ecological balances of our country. And this long wall is going to serve a lot of purpose. And some of it is that how they have done it. They have done it through some natural forest cover which is already there that has been connected to this for maintenance part. Some built through plantation drive. And some have been restored for agriculture and pasture land, and water bodies between these 2 points have also been taken care of in terms of maintenance, cleanliness and regeneration. Then cutting across rocky and semi-arid plains of Rajasthan and Haryana so that the Thar desert does not extend towards eastern side of India. So this initiative is already happening. Above all, other than the green belt which we've been trying to create, this is also going to give a lot of opportunity to the rural youth of the country in this region to relate to the entrepreneurial activities and economic activities in this belt. That planning has already been done under this project. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री वो रहे, हमारे गृह मंत्री भी वो रहे और स्टेट के चीफ मिनिस्टर भी वो रहे. अपनी रैलियों में जब वो जाते थे तो वो कहते थे अगर आप मुझे इसलिए वोट देंगे क्योंकि मैं जाट हूँ तो अपना वोट फेंक दें, मुझे आपका वोट नहीं चाहिए. तो ये स्ट्रेंथ थी चौधरी साहब की, जहाँ उनको एक थॉटफुल लीडर के तौर पे शायद जब अपने जीवन काल में इतनी रिकग्निशन नहीं मिल पाया कि ही वॉज द थॉटफुल लीडर of his time. Very recently, our Honorable Finance Minister, Shrimati Nirmala Sitharaman, in the Union Budget 2025 speech, she acknowledged that significant issues and challenges persist in the area of rural prosperity. She announced that a comprehensive multi-sectoral rural prosperity and resilience program will be launched in partnership with the states of India. This will address underemployment in agriculture through skilling, investment, technology, and rural economy. The goal is to generate ample opportunities in rural area so that migration is an option but not a necessity. I believe that the deliberation and perspectives which are going to emerge in these 2 days here will definitely give more direction to the center to leverage on the ideas which we have already put forth in terms of our vision about the center's working. We are going to be identifying places. We've already initiated in terms of funding. We have already approached the ministry. I went and met Shri Jain Chaudhary, who looks after the skilling side, and he has also promised us to fund in terms of for the skill side of our center. State government is also more than happy to handhold our project. So with the blessings of all the stakeholders who are going to be there with us for a longer time, I wish all of you best of luck in coming future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your address speaking on all the important fronts from local, global representativeness, and also I think we always have a sense that you like data-informed points, but I think with all your speeches we also realize that it's also the context, it's also the anecdotes, it's also the stories that make up the entire message that you curate for us. So thank you so much, ma'am. In an important intervention here, may I please request all the dignitaries to kindly initiate the formal release of the brochure of the center. May I please request Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh to kindly honor our dignitaries with the souvenirs that we would want to give them on behalf of our center. Thank you, sir, and thank you, everyone. It's my honor to invite our Registrar, sir, Colonel Retired Omkar Singh, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, for presenting the formal vote of thanks for the event.
Suprabhat, good morning, everyone. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anu Singh Lathir ji, Madam Archana Verma ji, IAS, Additional Secretary and Mission Director, National Water Mission, Dr. Abha Rani Singh ji, Chief Managing Director, National Minority Development and Finance Corporation, Shri Harsh Lohit ji, Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh ji, Director, Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre for Agribusiness and Rural Development, Deans in the gathering, Controller of Finance, invited delegates and participants of the National Rural Enclave. Once again, a very good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to stand here to offer a vote of thanks for this inaugural session of the National Rural Conclave, jointly organized by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University Delhi, Chaudhary Charan Singh Centre of Agribusiness and Rural Entrepreneurship, in partnership with National Mission Ministry of Jal Shakti. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for being here. Thanks a lot. Government of India and National Minorities Development and Finance Corporation, Ministry of Minority Affairs. Our heartfelt gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Anu Singh Lathir ji, for establishing this center, and it is due to her leadership, support and guidance and motivation that we are here today as part of this National Rural Conclave. Thanks are also due to ma'am for bringing out the contributions of Shri Chaudhary Charan Singh ji in various components of rural development and rural entrepreneurship and land reforms. Also enlightening us about the Green Wall initiative of the Niti Aayog and various others farmers related schemes and the plans that the government is making. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would like to extend my special thanks to Ms. Archana Verma ji, who has just left due to her other engagements, for partnering with us, and as she very candidly committed herself for helping us in organizing this event through her ministry and providing my financial support to organize this important event. Ma'am, in absentia, we thank you for taking out time for your busy schedule to be with us today. I would like to express my gratitude to Dr. Abharani Singh ji, IRS, Chief Managing Director of NMDFC, for her gracious support to the event and kind presence for this event this morning. Ma'am brought out very clearly that we will be looking forward to, and thank you for that, for a center of excellence for entrepreneurship in rural development. Thank you so much. My heartfelt gratitude to Shri Harsh Lohit ji for taking out time to be here. And he would be giving us his insights into various aspects in the following technical sessions. Thank you, sir. Thanks are also due to Dr. Santosh Kumar Singh, Director of Center, who deserves a special thanks for putting together this event and organizing it in such a wonderful manner. I also thank to the organizing committee members, student volunteers, PRO team, the finance section led by Shri Rajiv ji himself, for lending their support and organizing this event. Last but not the least, my special thanks is also due to the Director of India Habitat Center and the support staff for facilitating this event smoothly. Once again, thank you so much, everyone. Jai Hind.